The night sky lit up like shattered glass when the signal came. From the Arctic base to the deserts of Nevada, every antenna hummed a pattern not heard by human ears before. At first, governments thought it was a prank, until the data showed a repeating structure, something ancient, something desperate. In a high-security underground chamber outside Jakarta, Merciless leaned against cold metal walls, staring at the blinking lights. The once decorated pilot had been forced into exile after a mission gone wrong, but now they needed him again. Something about the signal had military panicked. Across the room stood Thena Marlowe, her eyes scanning the translation feed. A linguist, fluent in over 20 constructed languages and one of Earth's few xenocommunication experts, she had a look in her eyes like she'd just seen a ghost. "This isn't a threat," Thena whispered, voice trembling. "It's begging." They were asking for help. Riven raised an eyebrow. Who begs through a burst of neutron data strong enough to fry an orbital station? She turned the screen. A flickering pattern displayed over and over. "Please. Stop them. They are coming. They burned us all." That's when the facility shook. Not violently, but with that eerie groan of something bigger shifting just beyond perception. The lights dimmed. A single word appeared across every terminal, observed, across. The planet defense systems went active. Telescopes turned skyward. The countdown to contact had already begun. Riven didn't flinch, but his stomach dropped. He knew war. But this felt like something else. Later that night, alone on the observation deck, Thena found him. "You think it's already too late?" "No," Riven said. "Too late is when you're dead. This is the storm before." Their eyes met. It wasn't romantic, not yet. But there was something there. A sense that they would either save the world together or watch it end hand in hand. In orbit above Saturn, cloaked in reflective silence, something watched Earth with a hunger forged in dying suns. The signal had reached the wrong species, and now the wrong species was preparing to fight. They wouldn't beg. They wouldn't run. They would burn everything to survive. The world didn't end in fire, at least not yet. After the signal and the blackout, the skies went still. Satellites stopped talking. Telescopes saw only silence. And that was what scared Commander Jalen Core more than anything. He stood in the war room buried deep beneath the ruins of Geneva. Holographic projections glowed above the table, empty skies, offline stations, and a red blinking icon labeled Unknown Presence. Orbital. "How long has it been sitting up there?" Jalen asked, jaw tight. 5 hours and 16 minutes, said the AI beside him. It hasn't moved, it hasn't said a word. Jalen wasn't a man who feared the quiet, but he'd served in 3 planetary conflicts. This wasn't silence. It was a breath before a scream. They were being watched. Then the door opened, and she walked in. Nara Vin tall, silver-skinned, eyes like thunderclouds. A prisoner, or maybe a survivor. The only one left from a race Earth had never met. Until, now, she'd arrived with the signal. A stasis pod launched from the edge of the Kuiper Belt, half frozen, body torn by radiation, heart still beating. She should have died. She didn't. "You summoned me," she said, voice sharp but weary. Jalen folded his arms. "I summoned you because the sky just swallowed our defense grid, and I think you know what's up there." Nara didn't answer, at first. Instead, she walked past him and touched the map. Her fingers glowed faintly. A new shape appeared, one Earth hadn't seen. A vessel the size of Australia, hidden, waiting. "They call themselves the Varnock," she said. "They follow destruction like wolves scenting blood. Your signal woke them." "You mean your signal?" She turned slowly. "My people begged for help. We thought we had time. The Varnock gave us none." Jalen didn't trust her. Couldn't. But he knew what fear looked like. And Nara wasn't lying, she was terrified. "We need to fight," he said. "You won't win." "I didn't say we'd win. I said we'd fight." That got a flicker of respect in her eyes. "Or maybe curiosity. Then you'll need me." she said. What for? I know how to blind them. Jalen didn't hesitate. Then you're not a prisoner anymore. She raised a brow. Then what am I? He stared at her, really looked, past the alien skin and strange aura. There was something more. A fire. A grief. A need. You're an ally, he said. A pause. A slow smile touched her lips. We'll see. That night the command center lights dimmed. Jalen found himself unable to sleep. He walked past the glass cell they hadn't yet decommissioned. Inside, Nara sat cross-legged, meditating. She looked up. Couldn't sleep? Didn't want to dream. She motioned him closer. I don't meditate, he said. This isn't meditation, she whispered. It's memory. He stepped into the cell. The door closed behind him. Dangerous? Maybe. But something deeper was happening. He felt drawn, not just to her knowledge, but to her energy, her defiance, her pain. She stood and reached out. Let me show you. The moment her hand touched his, a wave of heat and emotion rushed through him. Memories not his, fire, screams, the loss of a world. She gasped too. Their minds connected, briefly, but intensely, and for a moment, Jalen saw her as she truly was, not just a survivor, a warrior, a woman, a soul on fire. He held her hand tighter. Then show me how to kill them. Their faces were inches apart, close enough to feel breath, heartbeats. The moment didn't ignite. It smoldered, slow, heavy, promising more. But there were enemies in the sky, and war waits for no one. High above, the Varnock mothership adjusted its orbit. A second ship uncloaked near Jupiter. Inside the darkness of their command chamber, a voice crackled. They are not running. They are gathering. Curious, a silence followed, then the voice spoke again. Prepare the first harvest. The sky burned. Earth's upper orbit, once scattered with satellites and old debris, now cracked under the pressure of something far worse. The Varnock mothership, a black star devourer, had begun its descent. Cities below watched as the heavens turned red, as if the universe itself had started to bleed. Inside the international strike cruiser Vigilant Dawn, Commander Jalen Kaur stood at the helm, flanked by his crew, and by the alien woman who now stood closer than any friend had ever dared. Naravin. This is suicide, muttered a young pilot. No, Jalen said. This is how humans say hello to extinction. He looked to Nara. Are you ready? She nodded. Her once silver skin now shimmered with bright electric blue veins, the sign of her final transformation. Whatever she truly was, it was something beyond human, and yet somehow closer than any of them imagined. She turned to the crew. The Varnock are not gods, she said. They are parasites. They feed on fear, on order. But humans? She paused, her gaze finding Jalen's. You thrive in chaos. You rise when you should fall. Jalen smirked. We're stubborn like that. Below the ship, hidden in the asteroid field that once served as a crude defense belt, the last of Earth's plasma charges had been planted. All it needed was a signal, a strike deep into the Varnock core, one shot, one kiss before the dark. The plan was insane. Nara would dive into the Varnock command matrix, her body acting as a bridge, her mind as the code. The Varnock had once tried to enslave her race through neural links. Now she would reverse it. Jalen would fly the Vigilant Dawn into the breach, right into the Varnock's heart. As the ship entered the kill zone, alarms screamed. The Varnock responded. Beams of violet light sliced the sky. Fighters burst into flames. Satellites melted like wax. Inside the cockpit, Jalen locked eyes with her. Don't die on me, he said. I already have. He touched her cheek. Then, let's come back to life together. She leaned in. Softly. Gently. Their lips met. Heat sparked. The kiss wasn't long. It didn't have to be. It was enough. She stepped back, eyes glowing like stars about to be born. And then she plugged herself. Terrible screams flooded the bridge as Nara's body convulsed. Her mind clashed with the alien neural network. Memories, death, commands, suffering. She pressed deeper, searching for the control link. The Varnock felt her presence. "You do not belong," she answered back with fire. "Neither do you." She sent the signal. Jalen fired the core cannon. The asteroid charges lit up in a chain reaction, a burning halo around the Varnock ship. Their dark metal skin cracked. For the first time in their long, cruel history, they screamed. The vigilant Dawn was caught in the explosion's edge. Debris tore into the hull. Systems failed. Jalen tried to reach Nara. Her body had gone. "Still hair floating, wires trailing like veins into the console. Nara, talk to me." No answer. The ship began to fall. He grabbed her, pulled her close, held her as the sky turned white. And then, darkness. He woke to the sound of waves. The beach was real. Somehow. So was the breeze, the sunlight, the distant hum of life returning, and so was she. Nara knelt beside him. Alive, breathing, smiling. "You did it," he whispered. She shook her head. "We did." He sat up slowly. "Are we safe?" She didn't answer right away. She looked out over the horizon. "For now," she said. He reached for her hand. She took it, and for the first time in all the chaos, Jalen smiled. Not like a soldier, not like a survivor, but like a man in love. The war was over, but the story was just beginning.